Jason，我跟你说，你要以后提醒我的啊。OK，每个班级的小朋友提醒老师的，忘了录像了。OK, Margaret. So understand this question? Okay, so now let's take a look at this one. Okay, so we're doing this one. 1/6 plus 1/12 plus 1/20 plus 1/30 all the way to 1/10100. Okay, everybody, please tell me the answer. OK， 我看到 Margaret 给我答案了。OK， Cynthia 说啊，老师我不懂。Cynthia, just a cop like following my way. OK, so think about it. 1/6 equals what?
我做出来了。
你做出来了。OK， 看看。那你发给我答案呀。Okay, I have received Emma's, I have received Jason's, good job. Okay, so Cynthia, let's take a look at this one, okay? So 1/6 equals what? 1/6 is equals 1/2 minus 1/3, correct? Cynthia? Did you notice that? It's 1/2 minus 1/3, 是不是1/2减去1/3啊？对不对？好了，那12/1呢？是不是1/3减去1/4啊？对不对？那20/1呢？是不是1/4减去1/5啊？那30/1是不是加上1/5减去1/6？那我们来看最后一项是什么？10100，那是不是刚好就等于100乘以101啊？So that's why it's 1/100 minus 1/101。那你看这个所有的都没有了，中间的都没有了，所以等于什么？等于1/2减去101/1。那这个怎么办？把下面变成202，变成101减去2，所以等于99除以200。So that is the answer. Understood? Okay, everybody? So 这个地方非常重要的是，一定要把一个分数变成2个分数的差。Okay? You change one fraction into the differences of 2 fractions. Understand, everybody? Okay, so let's take a look at the Okay, so let's take a look at this one, okay? 好，那我们现在来看 demo, okay? So the example question. So I give you a question. 这道题目老师特别好，帮你都写好了，对不对？1 over 1 times 4 plus 1 over 4 times 7 and plus 1 over 7 times 10 and all the way to 97 times 1 over 100. OK, 好，现在告诉老师等于多少？OK， 好，有小朋友发给我了啊。我看看 ，Margaret 和 Cynthia。Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Very close, okay? So let's take a look at this one. So because before you heard that, so 1 over 6 equals 1 over 2 times 3 equals 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3, okay? So I want to ask everybody, you tell me this is because your teacher is telling you 1 over 6 equals 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3, or is because really you calculate it. Okay, I want everybody calculate it. Do calculate it, Violet. 1 over 12 equals what? Equals 1 over 3 times 4 equals 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4. 大家都做一下，看看对不对 ？Okay, so 4 over 12 minus 3 over 12 equals 1 over 12. 对不对 ？Okay, that is right. That is right. Okay, so don't consider everything your teacher, your parents, or everybody tell you it's always true because you need to find out yourself. So that's the same thing. 1 over 1 times 4. Okay, everybody? 好，那有些小朋友说，老师我知道了 ，it's 1 minus 1 over 4. Okay, plus 1 over 4 minus 1 over 7, plus 1 over 7 minus 1 over 10, plus 1 over 10 minus 1 over 13. So that's why the last one is plus 1 over 97 minus 1 over 100. So that's why the answer is 1 minus 1 over 100 equals 99 over 100. Seems no problem at all because that is how my teacher told me how to do it. But everybody, I want you to find out, is it 1 minus 1 over 4 really equals 1 over 4? Because this is 1 over 4, 1 over 28, 1 over 70, 1 over 130, and 1 over 9700. So if you calculate it, 1 minus 1 over 4 equals what? Equals 3 over 4. 相不相等啊？不等啊。So 1 over 4 minus 1 over 7, Jason, could you please tell me equals what?
Pardon?
Yeah, 1 over 4 minus 1 over 7 equals what?
6 over 7.
No. 1 over 4 minus 1 over 7 equals what?
Oh, my bad. 3 over 4.
不对. 1 over 4 minus 1 over 7. Okay, I'm going to stop.
3 over 28.
Yeah, 3 over 28. Jason 打屁股了啊，错了4次才做对。OK, so 我们来看看 3 over 28等不等于1 over 28? OK, 好，下面再做1 over 7 minus 10 over 7. Emma. Emma, tell me 1 over 7 minus 1 over 10 equals what?
3 over 70.
3 over 70. 好，那我们也比较一下跟原来的有什么区别 OK, so now let's do the last one. 1 over 10 minus 1 over 13. Cynthia equals what?
3 over 130.
3 over 130. We compare with the original. Okay, so the last one. 1 over 97 minus 1 over 100. Andrew. 就
90.
1
90.
over 97 minus 1 over 100. Andrew, 现在马上做。
9700. 90.
自己拿个笔做一下。做一下，每个小朋友做一下。
3 out of 9700.
Very good. 3 out of 9,700. Okay, so now everybody, I want you to compare with the one you did and the one actually it is. They are not the same, I know, but they do have a relationship. Correct, Emma? So I want you to find out the relationship. The one you calculated, every single number is just exactly what? 3 times of the real one. 那怎么办？ Very easy. 我把这个加起来，但是最后怎么样？ Divided by 3. Correct? So I divided by 3, then that is the answer. So the answer is what? 33 over 100. Get it, everybody? Okay, if you understood, you just did, okay? So now let's take a look at the next one, okay? So I'm going to stop here, let you taking notes, and now follow everything, okay? Because we're going to just having the conclusion ourselves. Okay, so everybody, if you're done, so we're going to move forward, okay? So now everybody, I want you to do this one, okay? So we have another one right now. So the question is 1 over 5 plus 50, sorry, 45, and plus 1 over 126, and plus 1 over 266. Okay, so this question. Sorry. 好像写错了。Okay, everybody, that is your question. OK， 好，我们来看一下这道题目啊。So first of all, we need to find out 1 over 5 equals what? Is it 1 over 1 times 5? Correct? Okay, so based on the earlier experience, I would like to have this one 5 times something, right? And I realize it's actually 5 times 9. Okay, so the next one, I want to have what? 9 times something, right? And if you're using 117 divided by 9, you know it is equals what? 13. Correct? And if you want, it's 13 times what? Yes, 13 times 17, okay? So how do we find out this one? So everybody, you know, the teacher tell you, you're gonna split them, right? So it's 1 minus 1 over 5. But this time, Emma is smart. Emma said, I'm gonna find out the true value and my value. What is their relationship? Correct, Violet? Correct, Andrew? Okay, so 1 minus 1 over 4 equals what? Equals 4 over 5. Okay, so 1 over 5 minus 1 over 9, Jason, equals what? Equals 4 over 45. And if you do this one, you're going to find out 1 over 9 minus 1 over 13 equals 4 over 117. And 1 over 13 minus 1 over 17 equals what? Equals 4 over 221. So if I plus all of them together, it's not equals to the original question. But if I'm doing this divided by 4, this is right? So I'm going to do this. So everything is gone. So it's 1 minus 1 over 17 divided by 4 equals 16 over 17 divided by 4 equals 4 over 17. Get it, everybody? Okay, good job, Emma. Very good. Understand? Okay, so now I want you to take a look at this question and also the earlier question we did before, okay? So the earlier question we have, sorry. Violet, 你在干嘛？太困了吗？ Okay, so it's 1 over 4 plus 1 over 28 plus 1 over 70 and right? And I don't know if you remember, we divided by 3 for the whole thing. And for the earlier question is 1 over 5 and plus 1 over 45 and plus 1 over 17, 117 is divided by 4 if we split it. But I want you to find out the conclusion. 为什么有的时候除以3？为什么时候有的时候除以4？我们来看一下。Because Violet, 1 over 4 equals what? Equals 1 and 1 times 4 plus 1 over 4 times 7 plus 1 over 7 times 10. And this one is 1 over 1 times 5 and plus 1 over 5 times 9 and plus 1 over 9 times 13, okay? And I want you to think about the earlier question we did. We didn't divide it by anything. It's 1 over 2 minus plus 1 over 3 plus, 1 over 6. 1 over 6 and plus 1 over 12. So this one equals what? Equals 1 minus 1 over 2 plus, I jumped too quick. It's 1 over 1 times 2 and plus 1 over 2 times 3 and plus 1 over 3 times 4. Why this one? We don't have to divide by anything. Or in case we can sell it, it's divided by 1. So why this 3, 4, and 1 is come up? I want you to take a look at the question. Who can tell me? I find out Everybody?
The top.
Yeah? Who finds out as well? Who can tell me?
The top number. The numerator.
Yeah, so why this is divided by 3? It's because everybody, you see, very good, Emma, good job. Okay, Emma, find out. That's why Emma can get this one right. You can see 1 and 4, what is the differences between them? 3. And 4 and 7, what is the differences between them? 3. And 3 and 10, what is the differences between them? 3. And 1 and 4, what is the differences between them? 4. And 5 and 9, 4. And 9 and 13, 4 as well. And if you take a look at this one, so 1 and 2, the difference is 1 and 1 and 1. So that's why this question, you don't feel like you need to divide or anything because it's just a divided by 1. So divided by 4 and divided by 3. Understand, Cynthia? Okay, you do the same thing. You just do 1 minus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 plus minus 1 over 7 and plus 1 over 7 minus 1 over 10. But remember, you have to divide it by 3 because every single split term, the denominator, the number is differences is 3. Understand, Andrew? Understand, Margaret? Okay, so now based on that, I'm going to give you a question, okay? So 1 over 1 times 6 plus 1 over 6 times 11 plus 1 over 11 times 16 and plus 1 over 16 times 21 and all the way to 106 times 160 times 1. Sorry, 96, what I'm doing. 96 times 101. Okay, everybody. Yes.
Harry, can I go to the bathroom?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so everybody, if you want to do this one, I want you to take a look at what is the differences between every single number. 5, right? So that means we're doing the same thing, but we just bracket and divide it by 5 at the last. So it's 1 minus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6 minus 1 over 11 plus 1 over 11 minus 1 over 16 and all the way to plus 1 over 96 minus 1 over 1. Okay, so you crossed it equals 1 minus 101 divided by 5 equals 100 over 101 divided by 5 equals 20 over 101. So that is the answer. Good job, Margaret. Get it, Cynthia? Okay, very good, Violet. Good job. Okay, so we don't have to. So just to remember the thing, okay? So everybody, now I'm going to just to give you the one last chance, okay? So everybody, squeeze your butt, okay? 把屁股就看起来 ，OK？ 准备好了吗 ？OK， so 1 over 4。哎呀，不行，1 over 4已经做过了。 1 over 7 plus 1 over 1 second. 这个题目还错。OK， 还是那样子。OK， 还是那样子。Sorry, 1 second. Okay. So the question is 1 times 7 plus 7 times 13 plus 1 over 13 times 19 and all the way to 1 over 175 times 180. Okay, so everybody good. OK， 好，我看到2个不同的答案。OK。Okay, so let's take a look at this one. 1 minus 1 over 7 plus 1 over 7 minus 1 over 13 plus 1 over 13 minus 1 over 19 and plus all the way to 1 over 75 minus 1 over 181, right? But we need to what? Divide it by what? If you see their difference is always 6, so divided by 6 is 1 minus 1 over 181 divided by 6 equals 180 over 181 times 1 over 6, so equals 30 over 108. So Jason, 你除了几次？你除了几个6？啊，你除了几个6？ Okay, Violet, good job. Okay, Violet, good job. Okay, Cynthia, understand? Jason, Andrew, Margaret? Okay, Violet 和这个我们这次唯一做对的是 Violet. Okay, good job, Violet. Okay, very good. Understand? OK， 好，那小朋友们，我们下面来第2次啦。OK， so this time is a little bit different. OK， so 2 over 4 plus 2 over 7 plus 2 over 28 and plus all the way to sorry 4 27 我是不是写错了？ 1 over 4 plus, sorry, 2 over 4 over 2 over 28 plus 2 over 70 and plus all the way to 2 over 9,700. Okay, everybody, take a look at this one, okay? I always give you some hints by giving you some round numbers, and everybody, your turn. OK， 好，我们来看一下这道题目啊，有没有人做出来？跟前面我们在做的题目 1 over 4 plus 1 over 28 plus 1 over 17 plus all the way to 1 over 9,700. What is the differences between these two numbers? OK, so two questions. 我们每次做题目，只要找到跟以前有什么一样，有什么不一样 ，then you crack the answer. 没有人会做啊？哎呀，小朋友们 ，So how to we 有没有小朋友说，哎，有人做出来 ，Jason， 你看你这个答案大的，你看这个答案大的。OK, Jason, so let's take a look at this one， 小朋友们，我们来做一下这道题好不好？这道题我们刚才做过了呀。So 1 over 1 times 4 plus 1 over 4 times 7 plus 1 over 7 times 10 and plus all the way to 1 over 97 times 100. Correct, everybody? 是不是这样子的？是不是这样子的？ Okay, so now how do we do it? We know it's 3 and 3 and 3. So very easy, equals 1 minus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 minus 1 over 7 plus 1 over 7 minus 1 over 10, and all the way to 1 over 97 minus 1 over 100, right? Cynthia, but remember we have to what? Divide it by 3, correct? So the answer is 1 minus 1 over 100 and divided by 3 equals 99 over 100 divided by 3 equals 33 over 100. 好了，那我们来看看这道题目和这道题目有什么区别 ？Jason, you're very close to the right answer, but unfortunately. 好，我们来看一看，老师问你们一下，这个题目的每一个 term 和原来我们做出来这个33 over 100有什么区别 ？I want you to take a look at this one and tell me. Very good. Times 2. Good job. Times 2. 那每一项都比原来做出来的33 over 100 bigger than 2。那答案就直接乘以2不就行了吗？ So 33 over 50 is the answer. Get it, Emma? Get it, Jason? Get it, Andrew? Okay, so we just to compare with the original one. You see, 每一个都比它大2倍，那答案直接乘以2就行了。So when we do this question, how do we do it? We know the differences coming from where? Coming from the denominator, right? We know the denominator, the difference is 3. So that's why we need to divide it by 3 for the total bracket. But you can see before it's 1, 1, 1, 1. Now it's 2, 2, 2, 2. 那怎么办? Divided by 3, then times 2. Get it, everybody? Easy? 是不是很简单？出来了，明白，小朋友们 ？Okay, so the same question, okay, everybody, I want you to take a look at this one, okay? So 4 over 5 and plus 4 over 45 and plus 4 over 17 and plus all the way to, yeah, 我要算一算了啊。这个数字可大了，让你们害怕一下。算了，老师帮你们一下，401乘以405，最后一个不告诉你。OK, so 4 over. OK, calculate the answer. Emma, good job. You already get the right answer. And Jason, good job. Very good. You understood, right? Very good. All of you, like, yeah, 我再给别的小朋友一点时间啊，不要害怕，就跟老师一样，一步一步做。Don't try to jump any process. Okay, so I have received things here. Good job. Cynthia, very good. You get it right as well. Yay! Okay. 小朋友们, okay, so I'm very happy for all of you who get it right. Okay, so the feeling is such a nice feeling. Okay, yeah, Emma 也在跳舞了。所以我想跟每个小朋友说 okay, so in this world, there are a lot of different kind of happiness. Okay, so when we do 像 Emma 去跳舞，她也很高兴，对不对 ？Jason 去做运动，他也很高兴，对不对？有些小朋友他弹钢琴什么很高兴，但是真的，你们说我们这个数学的题目。起来这么可怕的一道题目 you can actually finish in 1 minute. Does it feeling something, Margaret? Okay, I want every single one of you being my student will going to have this feeling. Okay, so everybody, let's do this one. Okay, Margaret, take a look at this one. 5 equals what? Equals 1 times 5, right? So first step, I just do this one. Okay, 所以你不要说老师说老师，你每次给我们出那么难的题目，你看老师已经很好了，这最后一个东西我就，你看 I do this, right? So you know every single differences between the denominators. What, Andrew? Can you tell me? Andrew?
4.
Very good. Okay, so I know I'm gonna split it and divide by 4, right? Then I talk about the numerator. So before the question is 1, every single one is 1 over something. Right now it's 4 over something. No, 4 over something or 1 over something. What is differences? Times 4. Correct, Margaret? So now I have everything prepared. So now I just do 1 minus 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5 minus 1 over 9 and plus 1 over 9 minus 1 over 13 and all the way to 1 over 401 minus 1 over 405. Okay, so divide by 4 and times 4, they're gone. So the answer is 1 minus 1 over 405. So the answer is 404 over 405. Get it, Andrew? Get it, Margaret? Okay, so that's a part, okay? So it should be very easy, okay? So don't worry about it. So we're gonna do the next one, okay? So the next one, 1 over 1 times 7, sorry, 4 over 1 over 7, 4 over 7 times 13, plus 4 over 13 times 19, and plus all the way to 175 times 181. Okay, sorry, 4. Okay, everybody, your turn. Calculation, 注意啊 calculation. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so who can tell me? Andrew, can you tell me 1 and 7, 7 and 13, 13 to 19, and 175 to 181? What is the differences between each other?
Six.
Very good. So because this happened in the denominator, we know it's what? The bracket, you do whatever, you do what? Divided by 6. Understand? Okay, so now let's take a look at the top. So they're all 4. So that means you know. Compare with the 1 over 1 times 7 and 1 over 7 times 13. So how many times more bigger than that? Andrew? Times what?
Times 4.
Very good. Okay, so this is something you do at first. Now we just do the same we know. 1 minus 1 over 7 plus 1 over 7 minus 1 over 13 plus 1 over 13 minus 1 over 19 and plus all the way to 1 over 75 minus 1 over 81. Get it, Andrew? Okay, so now the middle one is gone. So it's just a 1 minus 1 over 181 divided by 6 and times 4. So the answer is 180 over 181 divided by 6 times 4. So we do 1 by 1. Divided by 6 equals what, Margaret? 180 divided by 6 equals 30 over 181, right? So times 4, 你是不是这里算错了？对不对？是不是可惜了？ Okay, so 30 times 4 equals what? 120 over 181. Okay, so some student already get it right. Okay, so get it, everybody. I'm gonna stop here. If you have any questions you don't understand, you can ask me right now. Andrew, do you understand this step by step? Which part you don't understand? You need to ask me questions. I've been waiting for 2 minutes, but you're just waiting there. Which part you don't understand?
I understand.
Oh, okay, you understand. Okay. So everybody, so Margaret, Cynthia, do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So now let's take a look at the next one. So everybody, we're going to take a look at the question on the screen. Okay, so I have received 3 answers. Okay, 我们再等一下啊。
I sent it to you, Karen.
Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so this question is different. Okay, so instead of we have a 64 times, but don't worry about it, we're just a letter B. We discussed about these things, right? So 1/8 equals what? I'm gonna think about it, equals what? Equals 1/2 times 4, right? And this one equals what? 4 times 6. And equals what? 6 times 8. And plus 8 times 10. And plus 10 times 12. And plus 12 times 14. And plus 14 times 16. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So what is the differences between all of them? 2. Correct? Is it 2?
Yeah,
Okay, so remember we said the denominator, the difference is 2. So we just what? Divide it by 2. And the rest of them, we just to do the same thing. 1/2 minus 1/4 plus 1/4 minus 1/6 plus 1/6 minus 1/8. And all the way to plus 1/14 minus 1/16. So all of them just gone. So the answer is 64 times 1/2 minus 1/16 divided by 2. And 64 divided by 2 equals what? Equals 32. So 32 times 1/2 minus 1/16 equals 32 times 8/16 minus 1/16 equals 7/16 times 32 equals 14. Good job, Violet. Jason, good job. Okay, get it, everybody? So Andrew, I still didn't get your answer from the thing. I need you to tell me which part you don't understand. Okay, so very good, Violet, you're there. Okay, Margaret.
I did different way.
Okay, so Margaret, which part you are not very familiar with? Okay, Cynthia, I'm gonna stop here and waiting for everybody, the one who didn't give me the answer, and tell me the answer.
I sort of forgot about like the part where you have to divide by 2. So like it sort of didn't make sense.
Yes, so get it?
Harry, where did you get the 32 times?
Because 64. Did you see 64? This question is having 64 times all these numbers. And this one divided by 2. So 64 times this number divided by 2, is it equals to times 32?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is the last part, is it the 32 or the equals mark? Here.
Which part?
I mean,
this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same thing. 那你这不懂。
Oh.
So this one is 32 times 7/16, right?
Okay.
Okay, everybody understood? Okay, so let's take a look at the next one, okay? So we're taking a look at this one, okay? So this time, this question is different, okay? So before, we know that the denominator or the numerator must be the same. The numerator always the same, right? But this time, every single one is what? It's different, correct, everybody? But I want you to take a look at every single number. Did you find out something? Yeah, Emma is nodding hands. What did you find out?
The numerator is always one less than the denominator.
Very good. It's always one less. 你看1比2减1等于1 6减1等于5 12减1等于11 Okay? So on the other hand, we can actually write it as 1 minus. And this one is what? 1 minus 1 over 6 plus 1 minus 1 over 12 and plus 1 minus 1 over 20. Correct, everybody? Okay, so the last one is 1 minus 1 over 9900. Correct, Cynthia? Correct, Margaret? Okay, so if you have something like that, this is much easier. Why, everybody? The number is back to something we're familiar with. Correct? 这个会不会做？这个我们做过很多遍了，对不对？ Okay, 好，那 Emma, I want you to put all the number that we're familiar together. 好了，因为它每一个前面都是负，对不对？ So we can just minus what? Half plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 12 plus 1 over 20 and all the way to plus 1 over 9900. Correct? Okay, now I want to put 1 together. So boys and girls, how many ones are there? How many ones are there? 有多少个一? How many ones are there?
A lot.
A lot. Okay, that is a good question. But let's take a look at this one. Okay, so this 1 times 2 has 1, and 2 times 3 has 2 1, and 3 times 4 has 3 1, and 4 times 5 they have 1 2 3 4 4 1. So this one equals
99.
Very good. So it's 99 1. Get it, everybody? Okay, so now this one equals 99 minus this bracket. This bracket, we know how to do it. 1 minus half plus half minus 1/3 and plus 1/3 minus 1/4 and all the way to 1 over 99 minus 1 over 100. Correct, everybody? Okay, so back to here because we don't have enough space. So 99 minus what? 1 minus 1 over 100. So equals 99 minus 99 over 100 equals 98 over 1 and 100. That is it. Get it, everybody? Okay, so this is, so I want to tell you, okay, everybody, it is impossible for you to do all the questions in this world. Okay, so how to find out the answer from you don't know to know is transfer this question to something you already know. 我们不知道1/2加6/6加11/2，但是我们知道1/2加6/1加12/1加990分之1，对不对？ Understand? So if we can find the connection, it's always about to compare something you know from something you don't know, then you find out what is their relationship. For instance, before 我们知道1/2、6/1、12/1这个你会做，那如果老师变成1/3，3那怎么办？那把这个做出来以后乘以3不就完了？ So you find out the relationship between something you don't know and something you know, then you can find out the answer for something you don't know as well. Understand, everybody? Okay, so let's take a look at this one, okay? So this one, how do we do this one? So let's take a look at this one, okay? So this question seems like 上面都不一样，对不对？下面也都不一样。你看这个 difference is 3, 这个 difference is 2, 这个 difference is 4, 这个 difference is 5, and this difference is what? Is 6, and this one is 7, and this one is just don't know anything about it. Okay, so it looks like there's nothing related to the one way before, but everybody take a look at this one. Are they the same? They're the same, right? So let's take a look at this one. So if we have the 3, we know it's 1 over 2 minus 1 over 5. You need to divide by 3. But because the top is 3, we times 3. So divided by 3 and times 3, they're gone, right? And next one, because this one difference is 2, I know is 1 over 5 minus 1 over 7. You need to divide it by 2. But top is 2 times 2, so they're gone. Okay, so I realized actually because the top and bottom, they have the same number. So that means I can directly using this one. So 1 over 2 minus 1 over 5. Because you can calculate it, 1 over 2 minus 1 over 5 equals what? Equals 5 over 10 minus 2 over 10 equals 3 over 10. Exactly the fraction there. So we just do this. So it is gun, and minus 21 plus 1 over 21. So they're all gone. So the answer is 1 over 2. Get it, everybody? Okay, so that is the last question of today. Okay, so everybody, 没有，我们刚才好像开始了晚了一点。Okay, so everybody, let's take a look. Violet, 如果你不想那个的话，你可以先走了，你不用提醒小朋友们，现在已经10点46分。Okay? So let's take a look at this one. So 1 and 1 over 3 minus 7 over 12 plus 1 over 20 minus 11 over 30 plus 13 over 42 minus 15 over 56 plus 17 over 72 minus the 19 over 90. Okay, 好，小朋友们。So first of all, I'm going to make this one into something that looks the same. Okay, so after did that, I want you to take a look at this one. It seems all of them are no having at all. But if you take a look at this one, you have what? 1 times 3, and 3 times 4, and 4 times 5, and 5 times 6, and 6 times 7, and 7 times 8, and 8 times 9, and 9 times 10, right? This one is weird. We don't want this. Okay, we talk about these ones. Okay, the weird one, we just to put it aside. Now let's talk about this one. So everybody, other than that.
Harry, Margaret can't hear you.
Huh?
Margaret can't hear you.
Margaret can hear me again? Okay, Margaret, I think you need to log off and log back again. Okay. Okay, Margaret, can you see me? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So this one, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. So this is something different, right? Okay, so what can we do? Everybody, if you take a look at this one, 3 times 4 equals what? 3 plus 4, 4 plus 5, 5 plus 6, 6 plus 7, 7 plus 8, and 8, 9, 8 plus 9. And 9 plus 10. Correct, everybody? Okay, so now everybody, we have learned that 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3 equals 3 minus 2 over 3 times 2, right? But if you do 2 over 1, 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3 equals what? Equals 3 plus 2 over 3 times 2 equals 5 over 6. Get it, everybody? When you minus two fractions, you minus them. And when you plus them, it's 3 plus 2. Get it, Cynthia? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This one, we don't care about this, okay? So 4 over 3, we're just to put it here. Minus 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4. Get it? Plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 5. minus 1 over 4. Sorry, 5 over 1 over 5 plus 1 over 6. And plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 7. And minus 1 over 7 plus 1 over 8. Get it, everybody? And plus 1 over 8 plus 1 over 9. And minus 1 over 9 plus 1 over 10. Okay, so if you take this out, 4 minus 1 over 3 minus 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4， 因为是减的两个加起来数是减减，对不对？ Plus 1 over 4 plus 1 over 5 minus 1 over 5 minus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 7 minus 1 over 7 minus 1 over 8 plus 1 over 8 plus 1 over 9 minus 1 over 9 minus 1 over 10， 对不对？你们发现没有？负1/4加1/4走了，正负正 they're all gone。所以答案就变成什么？3/4， 4/3减去1/3什么？等于什么 ？1 minus 1 over 10. So the answer is 9 over 10. So that is the final answer. Okay, everybody understand? Okay, so very complicated questions, but if you explained it and like 就是把它们每一项都展开，你们发觉没有？答案就是这么简单，知道了没有？但是 Jason、Emma、OK、Violet、Cynthia、OK、Margaret， 如果中间有一步你们写错了，就得不出这个答案了。所以像这个题目，我希望每一个小朋友都要耐心的去把它一道一道做题目做出来。Understand, everybody? Okay, so that's it for today's class. Okay, so I wish you're doing very good today, and we're gonna see each other next week. Okay, bye bye, everybody. Bye bye.